We have data on production since the start of the year. We have data for January, but not February, then March, April, not May or June, then July and August. So it's sporadic data, and we want to number it, make it digital. So January will be month 1 and December will be month 12. And find a linear function of best fit for the data. Okay, first let's get January and then February, March. Well, this is a custom list, and if you pull it down, Excel knows the months, the names of the months. So let's make this month name. But then we need to have an X. And for January, X will be 1, for February 2, and so on. Copy that down. Looks good. And then the production. That is total units made for the year. And the easiest way is going to be just to get these numbers typed in. So for January, 2100, just double check as you do this. March, skip down to 6000. April, not May, not June, July, 14,130. And again, just double check your numbers because your model will be off if your typing is off. Okay, then I want to make a prediction, which means I need a graph. And I'm graphing, you can't graph January, February, but you can graph the numbers. And if I do an insert, a chart, and this time it really does need to be the separate dots. Don't have a graph that connects them. Then we're going to add a chart element. So on a PC, it would be here. On a Mac, you should have it over here. Add a chart element, trend line, more options. And over here, we'll get format a trend line, and it defaulted to a line, which is what we wanted. And if you come down, let's see, 3 bars, excuse me, linear, yes. So 3 bars to get that submenu, and then if you scroll down, display the equation on the chart. So this is the y equals mx plus b format for the line. Now notice that Excel defaulted to give me 1 decimal place for the slope and 4 decimal places for the intercept, but WebAssign wants 3 decimal places for both of them. So if I take this and I click on the box so that it's highlighted, I now have format the trend line label. And if I go back to the 3 bars, number, category, change it to number, and specify that you want 3 decimal places. And now I've got 3 decimal places, so my equation would be y equals 2019.337x plus 7.048. Okay. Find the model's prediction for each of the months. I want to have a predicted value, and that will be 2019.337 times the x value. So not the units, but the x. And you should get a number that's in the ballpark of 2100. Like it's not, we didn't get an answer of 50 or 50,000. It's in the ballpark of 2000. That can be copied down and make sure that on each row, oh, I didn't add in the intercept, plus, excuse me, 7.048. There we go. Let me update that now. There we go. So even though I don't know exactly, I don't have data on how many units were produced, but my estimate is 4,045 by the end of February. So each of those numbers needs to be put into our prediction. Just copying and pasting each one. And the slope of the linear model. The slope is this number, 2019.337. What does it represent? Okay, so slope we think of like rise over run, we have the change in the y over the change in the x. Well, y represents the units that are produced, and x represented the month. So when you do change in y over change in x, you get units per month. So revenue per year, no. Production per unit, no. Units per month, closest so far. Increase in sales for the year, no. So the average number of units produced each month is the correct answer. Say, well, why is it an average? Well, because these are estimates. And if you notice, let's just do next month, subtract this month. Every time you take next month, subtract this month, you get the same value. It's a constant rate of change. It's a slope. It's on average 2019 additional units. Now, was that exactly how many? No. Over here, no. But that's the average. Okay, I went and figured out what was wrong with this number. And WebAssign was using more digits when they figured out their value. Instead of using the rounded model, they were using all of these extra digits. But that will be fixed. This will be reprogrammed so that it will accept correct to 3, so that it will accept the rounded value.